Okay, so it's this time again where they send me more Bible church propaganda. So there's more that I'm going to put in one video here, but I already got one thing picked out. This may take a couple of days to cover all this. So, okay, I'm going to start off with a story that is meant to be, get your feelings all, how do you put it? It's supposed to make you all weepy and stuff, but really I see the opposite. Okay, I'll just read it to you, and you can pause the video and read it for yourself if you need. Greater Love. Jack Kelly, a reporter working for the USA Today, was in, I can't pronounce some of these names, so pardon me, Mogadishu? I'm sorry if that's not how you pronounce it. The capital of Somalia, to cover a terrible famine. He came across a boy on the back road. The boy was malnutritioned, and his stomach was protruding, and his hair was reddish, and skin was wrinkled as if he was 100 years old. The photographer gave him a grapefruit, and the boy was so weak that he could not hold it. So Kelly cut it in half. The boy took half, looked up as if to say thank you, and began walking toward his village. He did not realize that the photographer and reporter followed him at a distance. In the village he came to his younger brother, who looked to be dead. His eyes was glazed over. The older brother kneeled and bit off and chewed a piece of grapefruit, opened his brother's mouth, and put the fruit in his mouth and worked his jaw up and down. The reporter later learned that the older brother had been doing this for 2 weeks. A couple of days later, the older brother died, but the younger one lived. Is this what Jesus meant when he said, "Greater love has no one than this, than to lay one's life for his friends"? Love changes everything, and it changes our hearts and causes us to do things for others that we would never have done before. Now, obviously, that's supposed to be one of those heartwarming stories, right? I've got some thoughts on this. First off, I've seen these kind of stories before, where the story is forced. It very much is fake. I mean, they can't even put who put it, anonymous. That's telling, but there are, starving people in, like third world countries or places where the government regime is pretty much leaving the people to starve. So that the situation is not unreal, but they're pushing it like this is the actual story that's happened and to an eyewitness. So whether it happened or not is regardless of my point I'm going to make. Just to say that they do use these stories to draw people in. So, first off, if the older brother was all the younger one had, who continued to feed him? I mean, 2 weeks later when the older brother died, if the older brother was the only one there taking care of this kid, who took care of him afterwards? Who helped him? Where was this Jesus or love in this? A true answer would have saved both lives. Why would a God that's supposed to be all-knowing and all-loving, all love and all-knowing, allow such suffering in the first place? Had the older brother shared and ate too, they could have both been there together. Okay? So, self-sacrifice in this sense, where the older brother did not or barely eat at all, and gave all of his portions, or the most of it, to the younger brother, while sounding, heartwarming, really it left the younger brother alone in a world of famine. And it doesn't say ages, so we don't know how old these children would be. But certainly, if the older brother was having a very difficult time, taking this story at face value, he left a younger brother. I highly doubt this is the picture of the kids. This is just a photograph of 2 kids smiling. But it left a younger brother, You know, let's pretend that this is the picture for all sakes and arguments. You know, do you think that the younger brother would have had any better chance alone in this terrible place of famine? You know, that I think that well, I'll get there. That alone is pretty bad. But let's see. Had the older brother took care of himself first, and then the younger brother, he may not have been too weak to carry the whole grapefruit in the first place, among other foods. You know, you have to be selfish to an extent. It doesn't mean that you don't care about others, but if the older brother would have, not been as malnutritioned, he would have had the strength to bring back twice as much. Sacrificing your own health for the sake of others will do nothing for anybody. Now he's dead, according to the story, and the younger brother's left to wander and struggle alone, which is really actually more heartbreaking. If you don't love yourself, how can you love and protect others? So, I'm going to cover this booklet over several different videos, probably throughout this coming week. So I'm going to make this a short one. But yeah, if you have any thoughts about this, or agree, disagree, leave a message or a comment. But that's how I see this. It didn't pull my heartstrings in the way that it intended to. Really, it's even worse. So, I'm going to leave this video short. Leave a comment below if you have any thoughts.